Zijn er ook fans van Harry Potter? Oh my God, you're here at the right time. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Two amazing people with great personalities will be entering here on stage. Give me just a test. One round of applause. Okay, and we're going to double, triple, quadruple this. Devon Murray and Josh Herdman! Welcome, welcome. Hello. Oh yeah, I've hit it here. Here's your microphone.
Cool.
Oof. Did you have a good trip to the Netherlands? Yeah.
Awesome so far, yeah.
You'll be staying here for at least a year now. It's great to have here. There's still some cosplay noise, but they all can hear us fine. So ook achteraan in de zaal, hoort iedereen ons? Yeah, I asked them if they hear us well, which suddenly I thought that's not a great question, because if you don't hear us, but they're doing okay. Welcome, it's great to have you here as two esteemed members of this quite select group of people that have lived through all 8 of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Because they've all seen the movies, some of them might even have read the books. Did you read the books, all of them, or were you happy to just have played out the characters?
So for me, I'd never heard of Harry Potter, and they asked me to fly over. Thank you. They asked me to fly over for a screen test. So I flew over, and all of a sudden I found out that it was for Harry Potter. So I never read the books afterwards. We had the script, so that was enough for me. And when Harry Potter finished, then I started reading the books.
Yeah. Oh, when it's finished, you read the book. Because while you were filming, people came to you with the books. And no, I have the movie version. I don't need the books. They're much more nuanced, the movies.
No, the books are so much better than the actual movies.
Oh, hell yeah.
100%.
So did you read them while filming already, or also afterwards?
No, I had a best friend who'd been talking about the books for years, and I was like, what are they about? He was like magic and wizards and witches, and I was like, at the time it's not really my thing. And then I got the audition, and I told him, and he was like, whoa, he was like super excited. And then basically what happened, I had the first audition, and then I got a recall for the number 2 audition. Now, in between me finishing the first audition, them telling me I had the recall, and doing the recall,
yes,
I read the first 3 books in the space of like a week, 2 weeks. I absolutely loved them.
Went through them.
Yeah, massive Harry Potter book marathon. And then, but I only read the first 3, and 4 was this big.
That's too much. Also, you wanted to avoid spoilers, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's a good reason, not or the other way around. In a few moments, I will be jumping into the audience. Dus ik ga tussen jullie komen staan. En dan mogen jullie ook vragen stellen, want dit is een soort van heen en weer. I'm explaining to them that I'm going to be I'm shouting. Maar jullie horen het ook als ik gewoon zal praten. Ja, al het roepen, nergens voor nodig. Let's imagine this to be a cozy and closed environment. We're here with the sweetest people that the Netherlands had to offer. This is it.
Of course.
There's no more. This is when we eat these people, there's no more sweet people in the Netherlands. So we're not going to eat you. None of you. I'm sure they'll have some questions. I'm going to do that right away. En dan, ik ga hier inspringen. Het is een beetje eng, dus ik ga nu. I did this earlier this morning. It went well.
All right.
Just watch that lip. Watch that metal gate.
Here, right?
Health and safety.
Good. I've been training for this moment all my life. Is er iemand die een vraag durft of wil stellen? Kijk, immediately already there. Here's my hand, and I have the microphone in my other hand. What are your favorite movies? If you had to choose from all 8 movies, which one would be your favorite?
Prisoner of Azkaban for me personally, yeah. Favourite book and favourite movie?
For me, my favourite movie is the first movie. It's the only movie that I've watched more than once. The rest of them I've only watched at the premieres, and now I just watched the very first movie on Christmas Day.
Wow, it's a tradition now to see.
Yeah, exactly.
It's even more part of your life now.
It is.
It is. There's another question here from an assassin.
I'm sure you've been asked before, but what are your houses on Pottermore? What are your patronuses?
What are your houses?
And patronuses.
Oh, Patronus. What's a Patronus again?
It's the thing where you go expecto patronum and then this blue thing shoots out of your one.
Is it the one you're most scared of? No, that's a bogger. That's a bogger. And my Patronus... Oh, sorry?
Like, defeated the mentor with the patronus. They're like really happy things.
My Patronus is... this has to be an animal, right?
Usually, yeah.
I'd say a silverback gorilla. Ooh. It's my favourite animal. And what's the other question?
What's your Harry Potter house?
Well, I came out Gryffindor on the test, which I wasn't too pleased with. But like in France, they say the test doesn't matter; and it's what you feel in your heart. And I'm a Slytherin in my heart, so Slytherin for life.
For me, I always thought that Seamus should be an undercover spy for Slytherin. And lo and behold, when I went and I did the test, fair enough, I was a Slytherin. And yeah, oh yeah, of course I am. It was always my favourite. I always wanted to be one of the guys. But yeah, no, that's what I've always wanted. I said to the producers years ago, before we started filming the last movie, I said, I've got a great idea that Seamus should be an undercover spy for Slytherin. And they're like, oh my god, that's such a good idea.
Hey, that's like a whole subplot. Like you could do a whole franchise just on that. Like,
But I said, like, they said, oh my god, it's such a good idea. And I was like, will you put it into the movie? And they're like, no. I tried.
JK is the one you'd have to convince.
She will, yeah.
Get her to write it, and then the rest will just fall into place.
And she's completely against me being a Slytherin. She gave out to me so many times. Every time I put something up on Twitter about being a Slytherin, she'd always give out. So, yeah, I was never going to get that one past her. But my Patronus was, I think it was a fox, the same as my character.
Well, the character is called Seamus, and if I recall well from old American movies like film noir, Seamus was like kind of slang for a double spy or a private investigator. So if you sell it that way, you say, no, linguistically it makes sense.
It does.
Let's see, more questions. Oh, here, right behind me.
What's your favorite prank on the set?
Favorite pranks? There were only a few, obviously.
It's hard to remember. Like, I mean, this wasn't a prank, you know, and I'm sure that if you're a real Harry Potter fan, you might be very familiar with this. Tom Felton talks about it in his book. It was the hot chocolate incident. There was a hot chocolate incident in King's Cross Station. I don't know if it was because the Slytherins were the Slytherins, the Gryffindors were the Gryffindors. But it was King's Cross Station, and it was really, really cold, and it was all civilian clothes, and it was freezing. It was a freezing cold day, and so the producers got hot chocolate for everyone. So we was all walking around like stamping on the empty cups of hot chocolate, and then Tom goes to stamp on one, and thinking it was empty, but it was full to the top with hot chocolate. And he was wearing white trousers, he stamped on it, exploded, went everywhere. He was completely covered in hot chocolate. And I just remember the look on his face when he looked up, stamped on it, and the shock on his face was like, hot chocolate dripping off his nose and stuff. So it wasn't really a prank, but it was a very funny memory.
I remember, I think it was like the 4th or the 5th movie. We were all in the Great Hall, and we were all in sleeping bags. And Alan Rickman, who played Snape, and Michael Gambon, who played Dumbledore, they were walking down through the middle and they had some dialogue, but they'd placed a farting machine into Daniel's sleeping bag. So we're halfway through filming this scene and Michael and Alan get into the middle, they're saying the dialogue, and Michael had the button in his pocket. So we start pressing the button and all of a sudden you just hear this farting noise coming from Dan's sleeping bag, and Dan's like, "It's not me!" So I always like that. But there was always so many different pranks going on set, and there's just too many to remember, and there's a lot of things that we're not going to tell people.
Oh yeah.
Because it would get people in trouble.
Like what? No, don't tell us. Obviously, this is secret, but you'll tell me afterwards. That's good. Well, it's clear. It's clear in the movies also that, I mean, you were all young children. You were really, there was a lot of fun in between. The hard work probably was partly also fun, but
in between the schoolwork was a lot of fun.
School, yeah. There's a question right here. She's a bit hidden, but she'll have a question for you. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Have you played the Hogwarts Legacy game yet? Or like...
I haven't personally. I'm not a big gamer, to be honest. I think I've only got a PlayStation 3 somewhere. So I haven't personally. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
No, I've not played it, and I feel like I'm missing out. Every person that I keep on speaking to have all played it, and they're all saying how amazing it is.
It's so good.
Oh, it's really incredible. So maybe I might... I know I've got a 2-year-old baby boy, so he keeps me very busy and all the horses. So I don't really have time, but I think I will give it a go eventually.
Yeah, but and the children and the horses are there for a lengthy time. If you don't play the game, they will just shut it down. So there's priorities to be had.
Well, true that.
Let's see, more questions. I'll go to the back, and then I'll come back here. Wow, lots of people here. That's because they love you. See, let's all say, "We love you." 1, 2, 3. Wow, they was totally not forced. Next time they'll do it with their hearts.
I'm not convinced.
No, let's do this again. Just when you feel like it, like 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, we'll do it at the end. At the end it will be amazing.
Worse.
It's slipping away. Okay, quickly, a question.
What is your opinion of Fantastic Beasts?
Fantastic Beasts. Did you see it, and do you have an opinion?
So I didn't want to see it. To be honest, I was so jealous. Because they were making new Harry Potter spin-offs and we weren't involved. But I watched the first and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And then I watched the second one. I didn't think it was quite as good as the first one. And then with everything that happened with Johnny Depp, I didn't watch the third one.
To be honest, I fell asleep after about 20 minutes of Fantastic Beasts. But I mean, that's not to say it's a bad movie. I generally am at the age now, I'm 36, and I thought it's hard for me to sit through a movie or, I'm more TV series. For some reason, as soon as you put a movie on, 10, 15 minutes, I'm snoring.
So soothing. Yes, I understand. I've been living with the same problem for a few years now. I used to be angry at my father that he would sit next to me watching a movie and he would sleep. In the movie theater, he would snore. And I would go, "Hey, you're sleeping." I wasn't sleeping.
My mother was exactly the same, and I was thinking the same. I was thinking, how can you fall asleep? It's 5 minutes. This film's been on 5 minutes. You've not given it enough time yet. But now I'm the same. Yeah,
well,
like you.
Stay awake. There's fart jokes on the way. They'll be really good. Okay, another question.
So I was just wondering, how has your life changed since the movies, and do any of you do any acting at all?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I still have an agent, and I'm still doing auditions and stuff. But no, I don't think I've had an acting job for maybe about a year and a half now. It's very hard. It's very hard to stay consistently getting work. And I think the problem I had was my part in Harry Potter. It wasn't big enough to establish me and as a real name and get offered scripts and stuff. I think I just fell short of that. So yeah, I'm still just a jobbing actor, just having to do auditions with sometimes hundreds of other actors. So yeah, but my life's changed a lot. I've got 2 kids, I've got a fiance, and yeah, just adulting. basically.
Sleeping through movies.
Sleeping for movies.
You, Devon?
For me, when Harry Potter finished, we were on Harry Potter for 11 years. I started when I was 11 and I finished when I was 22. So half of my life had been spent on the Harry Potter sets, in a different country, away from my friends and my family. And I originally started acting so I could afford horses. So because of Harry Potter, I had to give up all the horse riding. So when Harry Potter finished, I wanted to get back to Ireland, get back to my friends, my family, and really important for me was get back to the horses. So when Potter finished, I kind of stopped acting. I went back onto the farm. I was riding 15 or 16 horses every day. And then I had to have a baby boy, so he keeps me very busy now. And at the moment, it's just horses, my son, my fiance, and cryptocurrency. I'm addicted to cryptocurrency. I live for crypto.
It's a continuous fix.
It is.
It is. Final question. So here, it will be here. Yeah, I'm sorry. If people have any more questions, you'll be at your table.
Oh yeah, come over to the table.
Yeah, ask them really difficult questions like mathematical equations. Have them think a bit. They're able to do it, I'm sure. Final question, yes.
Wow, the pressure is high.
Yeah, no pressure.
Okay, I'll take another one. No, I won't.
I don't know if you're allowed to say this, but did you keep any cool props from set, like items or clothing? We're not going to tell anyone.
There's a lot of cameras here. We can get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. No comment, yeah. I'm going to go no comment.
To be fair, I have quite a lot of things. I really do. A lot of things that were given to me. A few things kind of fell into my bag.
Well, no, that used to happen. I mean, sometimes you would just sort of like, you'd just be in your car on the way home and something would be in your pocket.
Like the rings.
Yeah.
The rings were always coming home with us.
Yeah, because you just absent-mindedly just put it in your pocket.
Yeah. But no, I have, in the first movie I got to blow up a feather, and that was on my birthday. So they gave me the feather that I blew up. I have the Slytherin ring. I have the Slytherin tie pin. I have my own rings. I have all the houses' ties.
I've got a black Hogwarts tie.
Oh yeah, the original one.
From before you get sorted into your house.
Yeah, they're cool. They're my favourite ones. But no, there's lots of like. Oh, I have my favourite thing that I own is the howler from the second movie.
Oh, you got the howler?
Yeah. So one of the producers on Harry Potter.
He's got a catalogue of.
I do, honestly, I do. But see,
where did we leave these items? Oh, they're at Devon's house.
No, they were given to me, and I'm not telling you the things that just fell into my bag.
Devon can start his own tour. The Devon Pop Tour.
I got in with the producers. I did a lot of charity work for them, and they just gave me things. I was like, yes, thank you very much. Yeah, my favourite thing is my howler.
Well, it sounds like you're doing well. You have your children, you have your horses, making great life, and meeting these amazing people. But at the time, well, a few minutes ago, they were kind of disappointing in letting you know how much they enjoyed hearing you talk and asking you questions. But I'm sure that on the count of 3, they will erupt in a chant, in a jubilee, perhaps even in a footy dance. The likes have never been seen upon this earthly plane, because this is how much Comic Con Holland's audience loves you, Josh and Devon!
I'll take that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, guys, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, if you want to ask them any questions, they'll be at their desks, right under their pictures. If it's okay with you, I'll do one. You can do one picture with the audience.
Yeah, sure.
They'll be screaming while you're standing here.
Oh, let's probably get a selfie or something as well. I'll do a Louis Cordes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and you all say, well, Potter is not smiling. Let's say Harry.
Potter stinks.
Potter stinks! Potter stinks!
Potter stinks! Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One more time, round of applause. Josh and Devon!